Let's talk about the dramatic types. So, again, in my deep dive, I came across the dramatic definitions and what was required of the type and what you had to have in order to be a dramatic type. And so I pulled that definition out and I wrote it up here. And of course, I want to spend a little bit of time on this because that is kind of the premise of my creation of this group, is to have common vocabulary so that when we're talking about things, we understand them all the same, and like we can have a true understanding of what we're saying. And I thought Kibbe was very confusing, so that was the idea behind the group, is to make it less confusing and accessible for all. So a dramatic type is extreme sharp yang. They're all sharp, all narrow, taut flesh, muscles are long and narrow, bones are long and narrow. Everything about them is long and narrow. They might have a width in the shoulder, but it's a T shape and their body is still going to be very narrow. They're not going to appear to have width. And that narrowness, again, is, like I said in the gamenes, an optical illusion where they're just so tall in all of their features that it's creating that narrowness, even though there is a width there in the shoulder. Because their bones are so long, there has to be like a balance in their width to hold up those long bones, like anatomically. And so that is what makes, a dramatic type. You have to have that vertical again, which is those long bones. Short bones excludes you from being a dramatic. Soft dramatics, again, extreme sharp yang bone structure, but yin in the flesh and body and or the face. You don't have to have a yin face in a soft dramatic, but you do need to have flesh and yin in the body. So let's go and look at our ladies, Olivia Culpo, who is a dramatic, and Sofia Vergara, who is a soft dramatic. I picked these two ladies. They're similar in size, height-wise, similar in size and shape, but they show a distinct difference in the dramatic and soft dramatic type. That, standing alone, Olivia Culpo might look soft dramatic. You might be like, but she looks soft dramatic. She's so curvy. No, she's angular curvy, but she is not fleshy curvy. So she's bone curve, which is more pronounced. So she almost looks curvier, right? But it's because it's so dramatic and sharp. Whoops. Sorry, ladies. Let me do this. I wanted to get on here and draw for us. Okay. Hopefully this goes well. So with Olivia, I'm going to start here at her shoulder and get off of this. Let me just make sure everything is good. Okay, that's a good size. Okay, so if I come here in her shoulder, I'm going to come across her collarbone, very straight. Her shoulder is sharp. There's nothing blunt about it, right? Sharp. This is sharp, sharp. I'm going to do these straight lines because I'm doing sharp straight lines. I just continue the pattern to make the arm. Whoops. So here, it's very straight. I'm going to come on this side. Very straight. All right? Straight. And angles are straight. Even though, whoops, they look and create curves, it is because they are angles that they create curves. Just that angularity. That's that dangerous sharp curve because you're getting that angularity there. And it just feels like I'm drawing her vertical forever. She has such long vertical. And it just goes to her knees. Where when I draw my own, I'm like, whoop, I'm done. Let me undo this. There, make it a little straighter. Same here. I can just draw straight lines. And then the bones from here to here and here to here. And even in her arms from, here to here and then here to here. These are such long bones. Look at her leg bones to her knees. And then from her knees down. Very long bones. And she's angular. There's no flesh extending beyond her bones. So that's what makes her dramatic. And you can see over here just how not fleshy she is. How taut her bones are, how taut her flesh is. She has sharp angles. And this can be hard to see at first. Like, I know when I first saw people draw it, I'm like, what in the world are you talking about? Every shoulder looks the same. They don't. I promise you, you just have to keep, drawing it. If you draw it, it really comes to life. I promise you. That's what I did for fun. I'm like, why is this person? I just took type people. And if you're not understanding, start with the classic to get your basis. I did not do that, but Elliot recommended that. All right, so angular, as opposed to softness here, watch how soft her line is again. But long. So we know she's not romantic because these long bones. She cannot be romantic because part of romantic is short bones. And she shows how your arm makes your shape still. There we go. We're going to imagine it's probably right there. And then she has softness. And then on Sophia, flesh extends over. That's what all this is. In reality, I'm betting her bones are more like this. Whoops, you really can't see that. So let me make this another color. Like purple or something. Bright purple. There we go. Her bones are probably more like this underneath. And then, they're angular. And then on top of that, you have the fleshiness. And that is what makes her, and she has fleshiness on top of these longer bones. So not theatrical romantic, because these bones are just so long. She can't be theatrical romantic, right? She has to be soft dramatic. Honestly, I feel like I wish I would have put Rihanna on and Beyonce on here to make that argument in their bones. That would determine what type they were. That's all we have to look at. All right, same over here with Sophia. You see her angularity here a little bit with the softness on top, and then the angularity in her hips, and then the length in her bones, right? We can see that. And then on top, there's just all her flesh. It's just softer lines. So it just softens her line out. It hides the angles slightly, but she still has that vertical. All right, I'm going to move on now that we've seen the types. Let's look at some fashion choices. So at the top, we have Olivia in some of these outfits that are just, they're not bad, but they have They cut her line. They are a little bit soft. They have tiny details. The scalloped silver dress isn't bad, and the red isn't bad either, the top. But the bottom are better choices, in my opinion. If she wanted to do this like poof, the best way for dramatic is just the hip below that waistline. I mean that hip line. You let your hip, You let your hip, complete. And then anywhere below here is fair game for a slight little flare out on a dramatic. This is just more Grecian, and it comes straight down. Oh, this might be fun. I'm going to change the color. And it comes straight down. Whoa. Probably should work on that here. Let's go down a lot. And, straight down. And there's that V-neck, and it just brings you down. This has that sharp shoulder, I like that triangular shoulder in her. The vertical, the red shoe completes it. This follows her angularity, which makes it not break her line. It kind of stays in line with the shape of her body and her bones, so it works perfect. So it's it's more harmonious than juxtaposition. On this one, I almost wish it had these sleeves on this dress, a more like that, but I like this as a better overall fit for her. Even if better if it went up here on her shoulders and had those kind of sleeves, that would be even better. With sharpness instead of roundness in them, more like these. That would be ideal, in my opinion. But still better look than the top, where she cuts her line too much, like I mean. Now, on these, the top ones aren't horrible at all. They're cute, right? But she breaks her line a lot. Small movements, details, no. The bottom choices are way better. The red and black there stays more monochrome, and then at the bottom continues the vertical down, it breaks the vertical, but your eye goes from the shoulder stripe to the purse with a gap, right? And then this gap that makes you want to keep going down to the shoe, so it maintains that vertical in a different way. And it's harmonious. It's just really nice. And then the pure red head to toe is better. I wish that was straight up red or had sharper details on it, and she lost the scarf on her neck, and had a better, more angular bag. But overall, the head to toe red is better than the light. Something different there. I like that, but better. It's just more uniform. All right. Now, Sophia, here we go. The top are dresses I really like for her. This is how a soft dramatic can do larger ruffles that are kind of angular and stiff, kind of rounded angles, really look nice. She can bring it down to her hip. It follows all the way through. It's fuller there, so it looks nice, and she adds some fullness on the top. So she balanced how she did her hip and her top, which she needs that balance because she has a fuller top and a fuller hip, so it maintained her angularity and softness and shape. Excuse me, I'm sick, guys. Same here, some rounded angles in the red, and even some rounded top, but it's got kind of some angles on the corner there in that long flowing dress. I really like that for her better. But it's not as good as the others, but it's still nice, and it can go to the bottom. Okay, I don't know why I keep doing this to these pictures. I'm just not even trying to touch it. Okay, here we go. This top row are things I don't like. These patterns are too small for her bone structure. Her bones are large. She needs bigger patterns. There are also two gamine. They're too rufflies, too small of ruffles. Everything's too small of a details. And just the first one is too stiff. So at the bottom, I showed like more appropriate outfits for her body type. Of course, she can wear whatever she wants. She doesn't look, well, I don't like the black and white checkered. I don't think she looks great. But the other two, I just think she looks disconnected. They're not bad. But down here, she really shines in her personality and who she is. These large print florals. You know, the first one has a larger print and then it goes down to the floor. Cut goes down to her feet. Really elongates her and highlights her curves and in a beautiful way. And then, you know, if she comes over to the florals, it's just better if she has that hard and soft, the lace and the structure with the large floral. The rose pink is nice with the green. It really is harmonious with her. Same on the right with the softness and the shape and the ruching and the large print florals and the hair. Everything is just really nice and flatters her own natural angularity and softness with a larger frame due to her size of her length of her bones. And I think that I'm hoping you see the difference between like a soft gamines floral and a soft dramatics floral. And then I did post under the romantic video from those fun days, a romantic video that really went through the differences in the romantic types as well. And I showed them with ruffles and florals. So here they all are, and I hope that you can see all of them and what the print looks like and the differences. I might do like a little floral print for each of them when I'm all done with this series. All right, the next thing I wanted to show you was essence. So a lot of times people say, okay, now I want to dress in this way. How do I do this essence? How do I embrace this? Well, this is how you do a natural essence. Now, I will say the very first picture here, I wish the dress was longer. This is a real picture of Olivia, and I wish it went down longer. But that is a beautiful pattern for dramatics. They tried to incorporate the shoe. I just wish it went all the way to the floor. It was a little bit straighter. That would be nice. But all of these are how they can embrace boho in a way that still honors their dramatic lines by using dramatic patterns that are still in boho colors, that are still kind of natural colors, that go in natural lines. It really works for them to do, to scale. You just need to get something narrower in the oversized category, like oversized for your frame, whatever your frame is. Find something to that nature and accommodate that, so you're not doing too much oversize. And I like how the bell bottoms really highlight the curves, and then the shirts with the half tuck and like a little bit bigger. Even the top one falls in a sleeve that's a little bit triangular. It would be better if it had sleeves like the bottom and they switched, but anyways, it's all amazing. These are great choices for boho. This is how a dramatic or ethereal dramatic could do, she's doing gamine and ethereal all at once. She really is ethereal dramatic with a gamine touch. And this is how you do gamine and it would be more flamboyant gamine in my opinion, as a dramatic, and then soft gamine as a soft dramatic. So I think that this really, works out really cute. You just lean into the gamine of your essence, and she's soft, she's more dramatic, and it really works to have that essence in there. You can still be a dramatic, romantic, dramatic, soft, dramatic gamine essence. or you'd be a gamine soft dramatic is what this would be in my terms. Well, no, you wouldn't because she's tall. So it would be a soft dramatic with the gamine undertone, kind of like I have a classic. Like she has a youthful appearance, probably pulls in, that ingenue to be ingenue-ish. All right, here's a more classic essence and a soft dramatic. The first one is a little bit more old-fashioned. This was an old image board, but it does show she has more of a classic soft dramatic essence. That balance in there, it's nice. I like this. This is how I feel I am as a romantic. I embody that, whatever this classic is, Again, the top is a little bit gamine, soft natural-ish. Soft natural, really, and then flamboyant natural at the bottom. So, there's a natural essence here. It can go both ways if you are in those, that type. So this would be a soft dramatic with a natural kind of essence, in my opinion. And that's my take on dramatics.